Hello, welcome back to my channel. So this is going to be an interesting video. We're going to start down here, and by the end, hopefully we will be up here, because at this point, I feel like my entire life has fallen apart to a degree that I can't even fully express because I have a gag order that I'm not allowed to talk about what's happening. But let's just say this legal process is slowly wearing me down, tearing me down, making me want to completely give up. Because if you're new here, the quick backstory is I had a dream life on paper, married, gorgeous house, my two amazing kids, but it wasn't actually a dream life. It was quite the opposite. And it was very, very hard for me to get out of that situation, only then for things to even get worse, much, much worse. To me, it just seems completely crazy and unfair and just incomprehensible that just for me to get out of a bad situation, I am having to literally sacrifice everything. Like, the degree to what is happening is so bad that I want to give up, but I can't. I have to dig deep. I have to not just rise above, but I'm at a point where I need to fully reinvent myself. So I promise this is not going to be like a sad vlog. I am trying to turn a bad situation around. We're not starting a new chapter. I'm trying to start a new book. And these are the things that I will be doing. I'll take you along, and I'm hoping that if you are going through it, or you're in a funk, or you're just not happy with where your life is, maybe you can use some of these things to reinvent yourself as well. Okay, now let's get to the good stuff. How I'm fixing it, how I'm reinventing myself, starting fresh in my life, because there's only up. Number one, most important, is energy, health, mood. That trifecta right there, if I don't have those, nothing else is gonna help me. If I am not energized, I'm not gonna be productive. I'm not going to be happy. And also, I'm attempting to multitask. I'm making these high protein bagels. I will put the recipe in the description box. So I have been doing an experiment, okay, for the past 2 months using ChatGPT. Every day I'm logging what supplement I'm taking, how I'm feeling, mood, energy, etc., right? So based on this, I now have a new supplement stack. I will put my AM and PM routine. The biggest surprise in my experiment was the supplement that for me makes the biggest difference if I'm taking it versus not taking it is actually my probiotic, which I would not have guessed. I mean, I love a probiotic, but I didn't know it was that impactful. And I do the Ritual Symbiotic Plus. They are a long-term partner of my YouTube channel. In my experiment, I stopped taking this for 2 weeks and then started taking it again. I'm like this, like I just feel better overall. So all I'm saying, if you are not yet taking a probiotic, try the Ritual Symbiotic Plus. It has the prebiotic, probiotic, postbiotic, basically everything that you need. It's just one pill. And not only is it shelf stable, it has delayed release technology, so it's actually getting into your lower intestines where it needs to go to actually have those benefits. There's so much when it comes to probiotics. I feel like it's almost confusing, like what strains do I need, what does this? They did the research. They have the clinically studied strains in here. And initially I started taking this because I watched a documentary on gut health, and I had really underestimated how important gut health is. They consider your gut like your second brain, and 70% of your immune system lives in your gut. So just for overall immunity, I was taking a probiotic, and then also I had bloating issues. So all I'm saying, if you are not yet taking a probiotic, try the Rituals, and you can try it for 25% off using my link and my discount code, which I will have in the description box. See if it makes as big of a difference for you as it has for me. They have a 30-day money-back guarantee. Try it for a month, see if you notice a difference like I do, because now that I've conducted my experiment, I feel that much more passionate, not only about recommending it, but I am going to continue to take it indefinitely because it makes a big difference. Okay, so step one was getting our energy, mood, and health in order. Feeling good, that is the foundation. Now moving on to step two, and this is all about our self-identity. This really goes to the meat of this. So I really, really hope you will sit down and give me 5 minutes to explain this. It's coming from this book I read last week called Psycho-Cybernetic, and this has changed my life, my perception of not just the world, but of myself, which ultimately that's what it all comes down to. Your self-identity is your reality. Whatever you tell yourself about yourself becomes true. So what is the story that you want to tell? And here's a crazy story. In 4th grade, everyone had to take a test, an assessment test, and this was going to determine if you got to go into the GATE or the advanced student classes or the regular classes. And I took this test and apparently I didn't pass, and I was labeled a regular kid. In my mind, I was not smart, I was not special, like I was labeled. And that stayed with me. I didn't try that much in school. I didn't really care about school or classes or anything like that. I started high school, I was getting C's and D's. Like I was barely even passing. And then this new girl moved to the school and we became best friends, and we even kind of looked alike, and people started calling us twins, but they said she's the smart one and Brittany's the fun one. And I don't know what it was about that, but something switched in my brain and I was like, wait a second. Why is she the smart one? I want to be the smart one. Like, I'm not even kidding. That's all it took. Something switched in my mind. I went to my teacher. I said, I want to switch to the AP classes. He said, okay. And he wrote a recommendation letter for me. I switched to all advanced classes. I got straight A's from that point forward. And I ended up getting an academic scholarship to college and continued to be very academically inclined from that point forward. You guys, you don't understand. I was barely passing to becoming a straight A student, all because I decided that I wanted to be the smart one. And I know that might sound crazy, but that is kind of the illustration of the power of your self-concept. What tends to happen in life is that we define ourselves by our past, our traumas, what other people have told us. We've allowed those external experiences to shape our self-concept. And what this is saying is that don't let the external world and your past experiences shape your self-image. You get to decide, and then the world will shape itself around that. I know some of you are going to be tuning out and this is going to seem too simplistic, but I've even started to tell this to my kids. And just remember this, whatever you tell yourself becomes true. If you tell yourself it enough times, our mind is very powerful. So what I noticed was happening to me is I have been in this kind of victim mentality because this divorce process has felt so incredibly unfair that I started telling anyone who would listen my story, and can you believe this happened to me, and how I've lost everything, and that became my narrative, and then your narrative becomes your identity. So I've become this victim. And so now, instead of my life is falling apart, I'm saying my life is coming together. Instead of being a victim, I am a victor. I'm a winner. So I'm gonna have us do a couple little exercises. I really want you to do this. I want you to sit down and I want you to describe yourself in 10 to 15 words. Look at those words. How many of those are what your ideal self? I'm calling it the new me. How many of those is what you want your new you to be? Like, some of these qualities about yourself are great and you want to keep them, but which are the ones that may be holding you back? Even something like shy. Like, do you consider yourself, oh, I'm just so shy, I'm socially awkward? If you don't want to be that anymore, we're going to cross it out of the list and we are going to replace it with what you want the new you to be. So maybe the new you is confident. Maybe the new you could walk into a room and talk to anyone and not feel so nervous. Now, the other big part of it, you that you want to be in this next phase of your life, and you need to spend at least 30 minutes a day really detailed visualizing this life, this person, this life, how they would act in as much vivid detail as possible. So it's good to do this either first thing in the morning or before bed. One thing that's really been stressing me out, holding me back, I have actually developed this weird email PTSD because every email that I've been getting has been bad news. So then I can't check my email. When I do, I get like a weird mini panic attack. So I literally will sit there in bed and I will visualize myself like in the morning, getting the email, where I'm sitting, my coffee is right here. I open my email and maybe it's not the best news. I'm going to journal. I'm going to write down what my options are. Maybe I'll ask ChatGPT. Whatever the case is, I'm visualizing how my new self would react to that situation before it actually happens. If you read this book, you'll understand like the power that your mind has and the stories you tell yourself and how you identify yourself. Are you ready? We are now at step 3. I am very excited about, and that is becoming obsessed with our own life, romanticizing our own everyday life. And the way that I'm going to do this is by creating life menus. So basically, we are going to do the things that our new selves would do. So in all of these scenarios, what would the new me do? So I'm gonna have a list. You can do it on your phone. I want to make like a physical list. So like if I'm just having a night at home, that could just be boring. I'm rotting in bed scrolling on my phone. No, what I will do is I will refer to my life menu. What would the new me do? The new me, a night at home, she might go on a sunset hike with a girlfriend. She might do a self-care bath with extra bubbles and galaxy light. Even if what I decide to do is just chill at home, it's not just gonna be sitting on the couch rotting, okay? We are going to get the candle going, get the music, get the vibe. Everything that I do now, I want to be more romantic, more whimsical. I saw a quote and it said, "The secret to happiness is to be obsessed with your own life and kind and uplifting to others." So we just have to take our everyday, mundane, boring life. We're gonna make it more fun by just inserting the romance, the fun. You also could make lists on your phone, and I recommend you do that so you can add to it and then add it to your real life menu. These things that you can be excited about, because that's another key to life. Like have things that you are looking forward to and that you're excited about. So those are my first 3 steps in reinventing myself. If you want to see a part 2, give this a thumbs up, maybe share this video or save it. That will really help out my channel and this video. And also don't forget to use my link down below and try your Ritual probiotic, their Symbiotic Plus, or any of their other supplements, because I am telling you, when you feel good, when you feel energized and healthy, and that part of your life is in order, all of these other things will open up. I will have my link down below. You can save 25%. I love Ritual. They are probably my most favorite brand. So with all of that said, thank you so much for being here, for watching, especially if you watched all the way to this point in the video. I really appreciate you, and I will see you soon with a new video.